As I walked down the leaf-bestrewn path, the trees seemed to show their wrath, as the wind violently attacked in the obscure pitch black. The nearby hot spring was a steam bath. In the moonlight it steamed, gleamed, and screamed. The night was just like a dream. It was only a nightmare. Frightening, fateful, freakish fear. Nothing was as it seemed. Alone, abandoned, afraid, and ambivalent, I must have looked very innocent as I opened up the gate, leading to my ominous fate. I opened the doors to imprisonment, which kept me alert and vigilant. The paved graves, brave and gray, ghosts glanced at me and waved. I stood frozen in the night. There was only one streetlight. The ghost raved. They were a cold, urgent wave, craving to be saved.
Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode, another edition of A Week in Geekdom. Now this is an unusual one, and I guess it's our very first Halloween episode. I'm not doing anything fancy, I just want to tell you guys the top 5 coolest Halloween books to read this upcoming Halloween. So yeah, in no particular order, I'm just going to list them off from my shelf. Number 1, I am going to go with Witches Volume 1 from the amazing Scott Snyder and illustrator extraordinaire Jock. It's a fabulous triumph according to Stephen King, and everything you thought you knew about witches is wrong. They are much darker and they are much more horrifying. Witches takes the mythology of witches to a far creepier, bone-chilling place than readers have dared venture before. When the Rooks family moves to the remote town of Litchfield, New Hampshire, to escape a haunting trauma, they're hopeful about starting over. But something evil is waiting for them in the woods just beyond town, watching from the trees, ancient and hungry. This book collects the first 6 issues, and it's seriously one spooky book. I highly recommend it. I just noticed I should be reading this like really sinister and foul, but I'm not. I'm really upbeat right now. Next up is Harrow County, Volume 1, Countless Hates, from Cullen Bunn and Tyler Crook. Emmy always knew that the woods surrounding her home crawled with ghosts and monsters, but on the eve of her 18th birthday, she learns that she is connected to these creatures and to the land itself, in a way she never imagined. Collecting the first 4 issues of this southern gothic fairy tale, the creator of the smash hit The Sixth Gun, beautifully and hauntingly realized by BPRD's Tyler Crook. Yeah guys, this is another rare gem that I highly recommend if you like your horror comics. But I guess if we're talking comic books and horror, you gotta go with Lock and Key, specifically Volume 1, Welcome to Lovecraft. Lock and Key tells of Key House, an unlikely New England mansion with fantastic doors that transform all who dare to walk through them, and home to a hate-filled and relentless creature that will not rest until it forces open the most terrible door of them all. Acclaimed suspense novelist and New York Times bestselling author Joe Hill creates an all-new story of dark fantasy and wonder, with outstanding artwork from Gabriel Rodriguez. And if you like some pop culture crossovers, I've got you covered. Afterlife with Archie, Escape from Riverdale. When Jughead's beloved pet hot dog is killed in a hit and run, Jughead turns to the only person he knows who can help bring back his furry best friend, Sabrina, the teenage witch. Using dark, forbidden magic, Sabrina is successful, and Hot Dog returns to the land of the living. But he's not the same, and soon, the darkness he brings back with him from beyond the grave begins to spread, forcing Archie, Betty, Veronica, and the gang to try to escape from Riverdale. Written by Roberto Aguirre Sacasa and drawn by the epic Francesco Francavilla, this is a true crossover for the ages, folks. And one that should be known to everybody that likes horror and just overall great comic books. I am talking, of course, about Mike Miola's masterpiece, the Miolaverse itself, but I will go with Hellboy Volume 1, Seed of Destruction. When strangeness threatens to engulf the world, a strange man will come to save it. Sent to investigate a mystery with supernatural overtones, Hellboy discovers the secrets of his own origins, and is linked to the Nazi occultist who promised Hitler a final solution in the form of a demonic avatar. Seriously guys, you gotta read the Miolaverse. Such bombastic, awesome fun, and if Hellboy doesn't suit you but you're still interested in this universe, you've got a wider range to choose from Ape Sapien, BPRD, Lobster Johnson, Frankenstein Underground, Sledgehammer 44, Witchfinder, and much, much more. So yeah, there you go guys, some of my favorite comic book horror reads just in time for Halloween. And speaking of Halloween, I hope you have a fun time watching all your favorite movies and reading up on all your favorite books. Until next time.
Thank you for tuning in to another installment. You can keep the conversation going through your favorite social media platform. You can like and subscribe to our YouTube page, follow us on Twitter, like our fan page on Facebook, and favorite our pics on Instagram. You can also write to us for feedback, suggestions, and such via aweekingeekdom@gmail.com. Until next time,